Hey Leo family, what is going on? Thanks so much for tuning in to the channel. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive. Sorry. And we're looking at the weekly readings, love readings. I'm hearing it's not specifically love. That was just coming to me. Sometimes when it is about love, that pops through as a message. But remember, love can really touch on a lot of different aspects. I feel like with these readings, it's best to come in with a question that you want answered. Love is about partnership, synergy, coming together, etc. And we have that value in all different aspects of our life, right? So, Leo, let's get going. Let's see what's up, what just popped out. Okay, insight and enlightenment. This card it's a bitter pill to swallow because it's like when we really have to look at things in life for the good and the light and the shadow, you know, the blessing and the curse, so to speak. So there's always going to be that intertwined into every person, situation, whatever that we come into contact with, right? The light, the positive, it's what supports us. It helps us thrive and evolve. And the tension, the dark, the shadow is what spurs that into action, right? So let's look, Leo. What is the highest and best? Okay, so you're in this kind of weird in between. That's what liminal space is all about, right? It's like we haven't completely left the old behind, but the new hasn't 100% grounded. And it can be like a little bit of an awkward time. It reminds me of middle school, right? That age where you're not really comfortable in yourself and your body and who you are. It's just awkward, right? And I feel like part of that awkwardness is coming from that value of not really knowing what your next step is going to be. I'm hearing this as weighing different options, different potential, different possibility. But it's throwing you off balance, right? Like what I'm hearing is it's about making the choice that is highest and best for you, that does resonate with you, what you want, what you desire. But I do hear that it's difficult to figure out what that is. Because whatever you're walking away from, perhaps, like I feel like it was very ingrained for a long period of time. You had been dealing with this energy in a certain way for a long time, and now it's all shifted. And I feel like there is some inspiration coming for you, for sure. That's what this process is all about, right? Letting go of the old and really stepping into claiming the new. But it doesn't feel comfortable, and that's really difficult. That's difficult, you know, especially if you feel like you're starting from scratch. Especially if you feel like now you have to not relearn everything, but it's like, I'm hearing it as like, maybe you weren't even expecting this. You didn't really think that this was going to happen, and it's really throwing you off. And you're not 100% certain how to show up or what to do with all of this. And that's where this balance and harmony plays a key role. Making sure not to go too far one way or the other. Because anytime we do, it's like the balancing of the scales or the pendulum swing, however you want to equate it. You know, when we go too far one way, we have to go that far the opposite way, because that actually is what brings us back into balance. You know, so if we're overindulging, right, like we have to kind of bring that back into balance, into harmony, via not overindulging, limitation, restriction. And I feel like we can actually tap into those innate cycles in our life. They're present everywhere, regardless of what we are doing, right? Like it doesn't have to be you know, about food or substance, or, you know, it can be spending too much time with a person or an energy, getting too obsessed about a certain thing, etc. I feel like that's actually like, it's very much part of the ego. But it's also the challenge, and strength is your card, Leo. It's one of the cards that you govern. It talks about you have the strength to overcome it, but you do need to tap into it. And that's where the hard part comes into play. All right, so Two of Cups, that's love, harmony, synergy. We were talking about, I think, sorry if that was not correct. I've been doing a lot of these readings today. So this is about love, about what you wish, what you desire. It doesn't have to be complete, but it doesn't have to be romantic in nature. This can also be just something that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel fulfilled, something you desire, something that you want. I feel like you can see it, you can taste it, right? But yeah, that girl. It's stressful. You've been down this road before. You don't really want to go down that road again, right? You like your autonomy, your independence. You like, it's kind of like perfect in your own little world, you know? I love the Nine of Pentacles energy because it does talk about self-satisfaction. But I'm hearing this for you, Leo, as almost like creating too much of a bubble around you. You know, yeah, I mean, I think there is a level of, you know, a utopia in our own little worlds if we can be left to our own devices, 100%. But it doesn't make interacting with the world that easy. Yeah, it puts us on the defensive. We have 2 9s right in a row. So there still is, the 9s speak to this cycle almost coming to a close, but it does really talk about this level of needing to kind of look at and evaluate maybe places that you are putting yourself on the defensive, that you're limiting yourself, especially when it comes to what you believe. The Hierophant is our tradition. It is our moral compass, our level of integrity, what we ascribe to. I feel like we all have certain beliefs around that, but if we're not actually living up to them, then, you know. What I'm hearing for you, Leo, is this might be a very ingrained patterning or wounding playing out with that 10 of Swords. Maybe this has affected the way that you've dealt with things in the past. I feel like you want to try something new, right? But it doesn't feel, I don't know, you know, it feels uncomfortable. Anytime we step into something new, it feels a little awkward and weird, right? Like we talked about. Dealing with a King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, someone who is very emotional. You might be really emotional around that situation. The Hermit is Virgo energy. This person taking their time to step away from the situation, to heal, to listen to their own instincts. And I feel like for you, you don't really know what that means, right? Because in your mind, it looks like they've walked away. That's how they're communicating if you guys are in contact. If this is a situation that you're dealing with, and this is like, you know, you're not really getting a lot of feedback, you're not really understanding, this is someone who's completely removed themselves without a lot of feedback, right? And for you, Leo, I think I don't know. I feel like your heart is in the right place, but I feel like you keep getting lost in the emotion of it. What happened? What went wrong? Why it didn't work out in a certain way? You know, what these issues and problems were in the past. But you still want this on some level. It's just whether or not you have the courage to go after it, right? I don't think this person or situation is making it easy for you. Especially if it does deal with the past, right? Because we see that with this liminal space. Walking away from, leaving the old behind. So if this is attached to the past for you, then it's definitely something that's kind of like, you know, there's a lot of no's is what I'm hearing. There's a lot of obstacles. There's a lot of roadblocks. And I get it for you. So is it even worth it? Is what I'm hearing. It's going to take a lot of strength. It's going to take a lot of courage. You know, when we feel like someone or a situation has these really big boundaries up, it's hard to kind of permeate that. And it is too bad, so sad, because there is the availability for happiness, for resolve is what I'm hearing, for actually like allowing a beautiful thing to come into manifestation. It's easier said than done. But actually it makes things a lot more stable, balanced, happy, harmonious. So there is value in it, right? And this obviously wouldn't be showing up in your reading, Leo, if it wasn't on your heart, on your mind. You have a lot of anxiety around it, but maybe you just like don't want to take action to, you don't want to take action to make it happen. That Page of Cups, it's like, you know, again, like when we feel that love, we feel that connection, but it's, you know, it's not really mature yet. All right, let's round this out. There is this element of like finding your own success in the process, right? But I feel like you find that through this connection, through this relationship. We have both the King and the Queen of Cups, right? So it's connecting with those feelings of abundance. Two Queens. So we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio with these two ladies. But this actually speaks to things moving in a positive direction. And like I said, there's, you know, you're kind of fooling around with the different opportunities in place, like the different potentials. It might not be super clear to you right now, especially because you are in this space of growth and healing, letting go of the old in order to bring in the new. Maybe you don't want to make any changes quite yet or say anything because you don't want to, you know, want it to like be detrimental to the situation. But it does look like there is an opening that actually helps things moving forward. I think it's like, just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You don't deserve that at all. Like, allow the wisdom, you know, I mean, like, I don't know, I got too into this show. So, like, feathers remind, well, and I think actually they are angelic signs, the feathers that come across our path. But it's like, all that to say, I'm hearing it's like, trust in the ethers, trust in spirit, God, universe, however you understand, crossed over loved ones. They are honoring your path, but you have to take the courage to actually make it happen. It might be kind of this pie in the sky wish that you have right now. But I think there's also something about trusting the growth, the evolution, especially in like the harder places, you know, like usually the things that are the darkest, the dirtiest, the muckiest, that's actually what helps us grow and evolve in the most beautiful ways. And we forget about that, right? And mushrooms are so nourishing. We got to let go of kind of the lower vibey parts. We can't hold on to those and then expect to grow and evolve. As long as we're holding on to the things that don't serve us, we're going to get the same results, unfortunately, but true, right? So Leo, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope that this reading helped. Sending lots of love and blessings your way to whatever you're navigating through. Definitely give a big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. Let's build and grow the community. I appreciate all the love and support to the channel. I'm sending it back your way.